Vanderoff in the Red Smith handicap. And Dave is roaring down the center of the racetrack. And here comes Dave. Dave up to take the lead. Cute Cognac in behind horses. And Cute Cognac is kicking in a big way. Here comes Cute Cognac, who's roaring up on the outside. And Cute Cognac comes on to win.
Join Saratoga's original racing partnership. Visit us online at partingglassracing.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Violet, and in my office we always have on Capital OTB TV.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. We've had some terrific racing here at Saratoga over the last 7 days. But before we get to that, we're going to start out of town in New Jersey with a sequence of terrific races over the weekend. We're going to go back to Saturday's running of the Colleen for 2-year-old fillies.
They're racing in the Colleen. And on the inside, there goes Snowdown to the front. Snowdown's going to take the lead. Love That Dance away well. Smokin' Bayou to the outside is up with the leaders, and the three of them go at it early. Gap of 2, then it's During Deputy on the outside, followed by Lesser of Two Evils in between horses. There too is Sky Haven, Fools in Love on the inside. Gap of 2 back to Runaway Heart, and then it's Royal Card, and last of all is South Ocean Drive at 22 1/4. Around the far turn, Smokin' Bayou on the outside, and at the rail it's Love That Dance, and they've moved off 3.5 lengths. Sky Haven is up running in third, Snowdown to the outside fourth, then Fools in Love and Lesser of Two Evils. They're into the stretch. It's Smokin' Bayou in front. Smokin' Bayou speeds off to a 2-length lead at the 8th pole. Love That Dance taken to the outside. Then comes Sky Haven in third as they pass the 16th pole. It is Smokin' Bayou and Jose Lescano well clear in the Colleen. Smokin' Bayou wins it. Going to be Sky Haven second. Then a photo between Fools in Love and Love That Dance.
And it was Smokin' Bayou, spoken by this group. She was very wide and early going, shook free as she got to the top of the stretch, kicked clear to win by 5 at 3.5 to 1 over Sky Haven, with Fools in Love back in the third spot. Favored Sky Haven put on a pretty nice show, making up some ground late, but was no match for the winner. The winner, Smokin' Bayou, a gray or roan daughter of Smoke Glacken from Allie McBell by Danzig, was bred in Kentucky by Gulf Coast Farms Limited and is owned by the breeder, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden victory by Jose Lescano. Smokin' Bayou covers the 5.5 furlongs in 104.89. We'll head into the Sunday card now at Monmouth Park in New Jersey and take a look to start at the Teddy Drone Stakes, 6 furlongs for older sprinters.
They're racing in the Teddy Drone. Joey P. and Rockefeller go out to the lead together with H-Chub on the outside. The three of them across the track early, and Wamodi moves up into fourth. Then Who's the Cowboy, Mean Demand, and Odd Day, and Maddie's Lion sits behind early, 9 off the lead. And it's Rockefeller in front by a neck. H-Chub on the outside second. Bravo takes Joey P. 2 lengths off of them, and Wamodi is fourth after a quarter in 22 1. Not all that fast of a pace here. It's a break of 3 back to Mean Demand. Who's the Cowboy? Odd Day is 8 lengths off the lead, and Maddie's Lion a long way last. Around the far turn, Rockefeller in front. Joey P. 3/4 of a length behind in second. Wamodi third. Dropping back is H-Chub. Who's the Cowboys got 6 to make up. Mean Demand. Odd Day's got a lot to do. So does Maddie's Lion. 44 3.5. They're into the stretch. It's Rockefeller. Down to the 8th pole. Joey P. has 1 furlong to get by him, and they're well clear of the others. Rockefeller clear from Joey P. and Rockefeller and Eddie Castro will go all the way in the Teddy Drone. Joey P. was second. Who's the Cowboy third, and then Mean Demand in 108 flat.
Rockefeller scoring, shipping in, and this is a horse that had done some pretty nice running down in Florida. When Marty Wolfson sends his horses out of town from Florida, he usually means business. Here scores at the expense of the favored hometown hero, Joey P., one of the most consistent horses on the New Jersey circuit, with Who's the Cowboy, another solid New Jersey campaigner, settling for third. Rockefeller is a bay gelding, a son of Marie Isman from Leanholder by Deputy Minister. Bred in Florida by the Live Oak stud and owned by Live Oak Plantation. Trained by Marty Wolfson and ridden to victory by Eddie Castro, Rockefeller covers the 6 furlongs at Monmouth in 108.09. We'll continue with the Sunday Stakes program for Monmouth Park with the Regret Stakes, $100,000 for 3 and up, fillies and mares sprinting.
They're racing in the Regret. And Coley Bear had a good start. Pure Disco on the far outside, out of the gate well. These two showing speed with Casino Transaction, Hungarian Boat Baby, and My Sister Sue. Down on the inside is heck of a good time, only 2 lengths off the lead. A length and a half to Princess Janie. Fast Deal goes up on the far outside with Dixie Dreamer. And in the back of the pack early, it's Solarana. The first quarter was 22 seconds flat. They make their way into the far turn. My Sister Sue emerges with the lead here, in front by a length and a half. Coley Bear on the outside, Hungarian Boat Baby third at the rail. A length and a half back to Princess Janie, who's fourth as they round the far turn. Then Pure Disco, Fast Deal to the outside. Solarana's making progress now. She's getting an inside trip, about 4.5 lengths off the lead. After a 44 3/2 mile, they're into the stretch. My Sister Sue, Hungarian Boat Baby, Solarana, closing through an opening on the inside. Now is going to have to come off the rail for the final 16th. Hungarian Boat Baby, Solarana closing in. My Sister Sue, Hungarian Boat Baby's got the lead. Hungarian Boat Baby wins it. From Solarana, My Sister Sue, and Princess Janie was fourth.
Hungarian Boat Baby showing good early speed, dueling with My Sister Sue, putting that one away and winning off by a length over Solarana, who rallied from well back off the pace under Edgar Prado. My Sister Sue sticks around to pick up the third spot. The winner, Hungarian Boat Baby, is a bay filly, a daughter of Silver Ghost, from Victory Roll by Deerhound. Bred in Kentucky by Normandy Farm Limited and Nancy K. Polk. Owned by the Elkstone Group and trained by Anthony Dutrow, ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo, Hungarian Boat Baby. Covers the 6 furlongs in 109.62. We'll head right back to Monmouth Park and continue with stakes racing action in the tailor-made matchmaker for fillies and mares on grass.
They're racing in the tailor-made matchmaker. And Ecclese had the best start, coming out cleanly with the lead. On the far outside, it's Prop Me Up. Dinah's Lassie is right there with Wacoit's Love down on the inside as they race out of the chute and on to the main turf course. After that comes Paris Wins in between horses. Cozy Capital down toward the inside. Break of 2 lengths back to Dancing Band, who's third last early, leading J. Ray and Social Queen as Ecclese goes right along here through a first quarter in 24 flat, but quickens from there, and Ecclese has opened up a 3.5 length lead into the clubhouse turn. Dinah's Lassie is second. Paris Wins third to the outside. Wacoit's Love fourth along the rail, 5.5 lengths off the lead. And then it's Prop Me Up, Dancing Band, and down on the inside, Cozy Capital. Gap of 2 to J. Ray, and Social Queen is last as they slow down and tighten up here. 47 3.5. They're onto the back stretch, and the leader is still Ecclese. Ecclese in front, but Paris Wins edges up closer as the pace really moderates. And then it's Dinah's Lassie, Prop Me Up. They're tightly packed here. Right behind them, Social Queen, who's up to mid-pack, only 3.5 lengths off the lead. In between horses is Wacoit's Love, then Dancing Band, Cozy Capital, and J. Ray's now only 6 off the lead. 3 quarters in 111 2. And Ecclese and Paris Wins are head and head. It's Paris Wins on the outside. Ecclese along the rail. Wacoit's Love, J. Ray. J. Ray circling up on the far outside and coming now. Then Dinah's Lassie and Cozy Capital on the inside. Final furlong. And here's J. Ray. And J. Ray goes by them all and takes off, opening up a 2-length lead as Dinah's Lassie closes late. Then Cozy Capital. J. Ray wins it. Then Dinah's Lassie, Cozy Capital, and Paris Wins.
J. Ray, a nice New York bred, scoring out of town by a length and 3/4 at 5-1. When she gets the right company, she certainly can blast past horses, as you saw here circling the field 5 wide at the expense of Dinah's Lassie, with Cozy Capital finishing in the 3rd spot down inside. The winner, J. Ray, is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Distant View from Bubbling Heights by Darshan. Bred in New York by Lawrence Goichman and owned by the breeder. Trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by Joe Bravo. J. Ray covers this mile and a furlong on the firm turf course in 146.39. We'll continue in New Jersey with more stakes racing action in the Oceanport Handicap, or Oceanport Stakes rather. This is a grade 3, good-looking group of older horses on the turf course.
They're racing in the Oceanport. And Baron Von Tapp and Giant Wrecker both came out well. Silver Tree, Hot Stuff, and then some on the inside. And then comes Buffalo Man and Rough and Ready. AP Magic, Precious Passion, and down on the inside, Gentleman Chester. It is Giant Wrecker in front. Jose Lescano sending Giant Wrecker out on the lead here, a half length to Baron Von Tapp, as Buffalo Man sits just off the leaders with Precious Passion right there in between horses. Hot Stuff and then some comes through an opening on the inside, now goes up to battle for second as they round the clubhouse turn, the quarter 24 flat. It is Giant Wrecker in front, leads by a length and a half to Baron Von Tapp. To the inside, Hot Stuff and then some, then Buffalo Man and Precious Passion. Silver Tree drafting in behind horses, 4.5 lengths off the lead. AP Magic is next on the outside. Then it's Rough and Ready. The trailer Gentleman Chester is 6 lengths off of front-running Giant Wrecker, who went a half in 47.3. Giant Wrecker enters the far turn, a length and a half in front of Baron Von Tapp. Hot Stuff and then some, third at the rail. Then Buffalo Man, who takes the far outside route. Precious Passion in between horses, 4 lengths to make up. Down on the inside, it's Silver Tree, then Rough and Ready, AP Magic, and Gentleman Chester. It's Giant Wrecker turning for home in front, ran 3/4 in 1:10.3, and Giant Wrecker leads the way. Hot Stuff and then some on the move. Silver Tree to the inside, and then Buffalo Man, Giant Wrecker, Hot Stuff and then some, Silver Tree coming through between them, and here's Silver Tree splitting horses. Silver Tree gets up in the Oceanport over Giant Wrecker, Hot Stuff and then some, and Rough and Ready.
Another favorite from New York is Silver Tree, who heads out of town for Bill Mott and Peter Vegso and scores the victory by a game neck over Giant Wrecker with Hot Stuff and then some, one of the New Jersey mainstays, picking up the 3rd spot. Pretty serious competition in this race, as obviously Silver Tree at the age of 8 still continues to run some very strong races here, rallying splitting rivals under Kent DeSormo. The 8-year-old chestnut son of Hennessy from Blue Bagoom by With Approval was bred in Florida by Vegso Racing Stable and is owned by Peter Vegso. Trained by Bill Mott, ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Silver Tree covers the mile and a 16th in 140.05. Of course, the big race on the day at Monmouth Park on Sunday, the Haskell Invitational, grade 1 for 3-year-olds.
They're off in the Haskell. And Big Brown broke like a rocket. He goes right out to the front, and there goes Coldplay. And Joe Bravo sends Coldplay after Big Brown early, and Coldplay will take the lead, and Kent DeSormo will yield that lead with Big Brown. He sits second early, and Atoned is right next to him as they move for the clubhouse turn, a length and a half off the lead. Then Magical Forest, followed by Nisley's Crunch. It's 2 lengths back, and Cool Coleman is second last early. The trailer is Alazo. The first quarter was 23 seconds flat, and it's Coldplay in front. Kent DeSormo guides Big Brown outside of Coldplay as they head to the backstretch. He's in a perfect sitting second spot here, a length off the lead. Atoned goes up on the outside. Then Nisley's Crunch and Magical Forest. Cool Coleman is sitting about 5 lengths off of his stablemate, Coldplay, who continues to set the pace, and now he's clear a length and a half from Big Brown. Alazo is the trailer, and a 46 2/2 mile as they pass the half-mile pole. And Coldplay continues to lead the way with Big Brown sitting second as they move into the far turn. He's still going well in hand, and then Cool Coleman, who's up in third. It's 2 lengths back to Nisley's Crunch, who's fourth as they round the far turn. It's still Coldplay. And now Kent DeSormo is asking Big Brown to go, but Coldplay is still there as they turn for home. Big Brown under a full-out drive at the top of the stretch. Cool Coleman is third, and they're into the stretch, and Coldplay is trying to pull off the upset. Big Brown is bearing down on the outside. Coldplay in front. Big Brown down the center of the track, coming with every stride and coming to win the Haskell. Big Brown is back. He beats Coldplay, and then it was Cool Coleman. And fourth under the wire was Alonso. The final time, 1 minute, 48 and 1/5 seconds. It's Big Brown in the Haskell.
And it was Big Brown just getting there in the final few jumps as Coldplay, who is always dangerous when he gets loose on the lead, particularly on a rather speed-favoring surface as is Monmouth, but he was not quite able to hold on. Big Brown catches him in the final 16th of a mile to draw clear by 1 3/4 as Coldplay goes on to second by 4.5 lengths. It was Cool Coleman, the other Nick Zito runner, finishing in the 3rd spot. It appears that the Derby winner is back to his better form after a very disappointing and certainly unexplained performance last time out in the Belmont Stakes. Big Brown returns. He is a 3-year-old son of Boundary from Mien by Nureyev, bred in Kentucky by Montecule and owned by IEAH Stable, Paul Pompa and Partners. Trained by Richard Dutrow and ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Big Brown completes the mile and a furlong in 1:48.31. We'll pause now for a brief message. When we return, we'll head out of town for a lot of great stakes racing action. Following that, we'll return home to Saratoga. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with racing action from Mountaineer Park, the Grade 3 West Virginia Derby on Saturday afternoon.
All set. They're off and racing. And away nicely was Cherokee Artist along with My Pal Charlie. From the outside, moving over is Stolen Chevy. Recapture the Glory is next. Settling in behind them is Z Fortune, followed then by Ready Set. Back along the inside is Web Jam. Up on the outside then is Proud Kentucky, and followed by I've Heard It All as they run into the first turn, and Real Appeal is last. They've got 7/8 of a mile to travel, and down along the inside it's Acting Zippy with a narrow lead. Up on the outside is Stolen Chevy putting on some pressure, and in between that pair and now going to the lead is Recapture the Glory as they run to the back stretch. They've got 5.5 furlongs to go. It's Recapture the Glory, the narrow leader. On the outside is Stolen Chevy. Acting Zippy is back along the inside. My Pal Charlie running fourth is now moving up out 3 and 4 wide. Further out on the track then is Cherokee Artist, only 1.5 lengths between the first 5, and they've got a half mile to run. A break then to Z Fortune. Web Gem is back along the inside. Up on the outer then comes Ready Set. Proud Kentucky and going through along the inside, and then comes I've Heard It All, followed by Real Appeal. They run towards the 3/8 pole, and now on the outside it's Cherokee Artist getting to the lead. My Pal Charlie running second. Ready Set has moved into fourth, and then comes Z Fortune as they run towards the quarter pole. It's Cherokee Artist now 1.5 lengths in front of My Pal Charlie. On the inside is Ready Set. Around the outer then is Real Appeal as they come come for home. It's a narrow lead for Cherokee Artist, but coming through along the rail now is Ready Set, and Ready Set has now gone to the lead from Cherokee Artist. It's Ready Set and Cherokee Artist running down with 150 yards to go. Web Gem is out, then My Pal Charlie, and Real Appeal is right down the outside. Web Gem is coming out after Ready Set. Ready Set is boxing on. Ready Set wins ahead over Web Gem. Third home, Real Appeal. Take for fourth between Cherokee Artist and My Pal Charlie.
Ready Set scoring the victory by a head in game fashion. Late moves from Ready Set and Web Gem. They finish ahead apart, 3 lengths the better of the third place finisher, Real Appeal, at 39-1. The winner, Ready Set, is a 3-year-old bay son of Touch Gold from Party Sighted by Alleged. Bred in Kentucky by the Rancho Santa Pasea S.A. and owned by the Layell Stable. Trained by Michael Matz and ridden to victory by Julian Leperoux, Ready Set scores in the Grade 3 West Virginia Derby in 152.03. We'll continue with stakes racing out of town at Arlington Park in the Grade 3 Arlington Oaks for 3-year-old fillies.
Off they go in the Arlington Oaks. In between horses, Temper toward the inside. Sky Mom, Dreaming of Liz, sent up between fillies right away by Early Fires, and Day of Victory is up close too as they turn now for the 1-mile marker. So Dreaming of Liz has landed on the lead in front of Temper. Day of Victory now grabs third, followed then in between horses around the first turn by French Kiss. Sky Mom is a ground-saving 5th. Then 3 more to Apple Martini, and the Kentucky Raider, Miss Mafioso, has dropped back to 7th. They covered the opening quarter in 24-2. Racing on to the backstretch. Dreaming of Liz doing her thing in front of Temper, and Jesse Campbell has Temper right there close up to Dreaming of Liz, with Day of Victory being rated kindly from 3rd. French Kiss is 4th. Sky Mom is 6 lengths off the leader, Dreaming of Liz, and then comes Apple Martini, and finally Miss Mafioso. Dreaming of Liz leads the Oaks field to the half-mile pole in front of Temper, who stays close through Dreaming of Liz's half-mile in 48-3. Day of Victory is right there a close 3rd, followed then by French Kiss, who gets her cue from Joe Johnson. Sky Mom is next. Miss Mafioso up 1 spot, and that leaves Apple Martini back there in last. 3 furlongs to go in the Arlington Oaks. Dreaming of Liz has made every yard. Temper still close in tow. Day of Victory followed by French Kiss. Then comes Sky Mom, Apple Martini, and Miss Mafioso last to make the top of the Arlington stretch, where Dreaming of Liz turns them in. Here's Sky Mom coming with a marauding run. Temper, Day of Victory, Apple Martini, French Kiss, and Miss Mafioso down to the final furlong. Sky Mom up to the front. Dreaming of Liz is second, coming down to the final 16th. On the outside, a late charge from French Kiss and Apple Martini coming up toward the wire. It is Sky Mom and Ramsey Zimmerman in the Arlington Oaks. Sky Mom besting Dreaming of Liz. Apple Martini 3rd, and Day of Victory finished 4th.
It was Sky Mom heading out of town for Steve Asmussen, who of course has a base here in Saratoga over the summertime, but looking for the appropriate Grade 3 spot for this filly. He found one on the surface, the Polytrack synthetic surface out there. She certainly took nicely to it, rallying to win by a length over Dreaming of Liz, with Apple Martini back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Sky Mom, a Bay 3-year-old daughter of Marie Ismond from Swiftly Classic by Sky Classic, bred in Kentucky by the Woodland Farm and owned by Heather Stark. Trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Ramsey Zimmerman, Sky Mom covers the mile and an 1/8 in 152.92. We'll continue with out-of-town racing now at Woodbine, where on Sunday afternoon they ran the Breeders' Stakes, the final leg of the Canadian Triple Crown. We'll head to Woodbine and the Breeders' Stakes.
They're off in the Breeders' Stakes to a great start. Solitaire, and Marlang goes right to the front now. And it's Marlang to take the early lead. Solitaire to prompt the pace from the outside in a second. And down to the inside, Swigavets is well placed in the early going. Then we have a Deputy Former. Kryptonite Kid is on the far outside, and Palmer's East End Tap is nestled down on the rail. Then Mama's Night, Pronger, and Go in Peace, and they take that incline up to the backstretch. And it's Richard Dos Ramos harnessing the speed of Marlang. Marlang got an opening quarter in 25 1/5. They take that hairpin into the backstretch, and it's Marlang in front. Kryptonite Kid just off Marlang in second. Solitaire taken in hand in third. Palmer's is clear of trouble on the outside fourth. Sligovitz a relaxed fifth and back 5 lengths off the lead. Then we have Mama's Night into the hedge, Deputy Former. East End Tap. Slade Callahan has a hard hold of that one. Then Go in Peace and a Pronger. And they move along the backstretch, the opening half mile, in 50 2/5. And they head toward the far turn. They got 3/4 and 16 1. And Marlang has led every step of the way. Call it a length and a half. Palmer's has improved to second. Solitaire is down at the hedge, travels well in third. Then Kryptonite Kid. Sligovitz is out there 3 wide, fourth and 4 lengths off the lead. Mama's Night is sent to the far outside. East End Tap's given a little more rain. Then Go in Peace, Deputy Former. Pronger is dropped back. And it's Marlang who got the mile in 1:41 3. And it's Marlang as they come over to the top of the stretch. Palmer's, Solitaire, Sligovitz on the outside, and push comes to shove for Marlang as they turn for home. 1/4 of a mile out. And it's Marlang. Palmer's is set down. Sligovitz is put to left-handed pressure. Kryptonite Kid. Solitaire has asked for more run. Marlang is running a massive race. And it's Marlang drifting out bad. Sligovitz, final 16th of a mile. Marlang roaring to victory in the Breeders' Stakes. Tight for place. Sligovitz on the far outside. Solitaire at the rail. And Kryptonite Kid was fourth.
And on the front end, it was Marlang scoring at almost 10 1, 2 3/4 lengths the better of Sligovitz, who rallied very strongly to finish in the second spot as the favorite at odds-on. Solitaire completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Marlang, is a bay colt, a son of Langfure from Marienburg by Conquistador Cielo. Bred in Ontario by Gustav Schickendance and owned by the breeder, trained by Deborah England and ridden to victory by Richard Dos Ramos. Marlang covers the 1.5 miles on the firm turf in 2:28.58. We'll continue now with stakes racing action. This time we'll head out to Del Mar for a pair of terrific stakes for fillies over the course of the weekend. We'll head back to last Saturday's running of the Clement L. Hirsch.
And away they go. All began smoothly. Zenyatta's going to be taken back to the back. Quickest in his stride is Romance, says Diane. Silver Z's up alongside of her. Tough Tizzus tucked in right behind him. Dawn After Dawn is caught 4 wide. Model down at the rail, then West Coast Swing. Silver Swallow, the greyback, second last, and the favourite Zenyatta quite content to bide her time at the back, 8 off the leaders. They go to the 3/4 pole, and Silver Z kicks on now. So Silver Z's taken a nice hold, is going to ensure a decent pace out here. Romance's Diane lets her go on, takes back second. Then Dawn After Dawn. Tough Tizzus is now 5 off the leaders, 1.5 lengths to Model. Then a gap of 4 lengths back to West Coast Swing. Silver Swallow's inside of her, and Zenyatta is still last. Got to be a good 12 off this leader. Half mile to go in the Clement Hirsch now, and it's still Silver Z, clear by 2 lengths. Romance's Diane second. On the inside, Tough Tizzus, Dawn After Dawn. Model races on her own in 5th, 7 off these leaders. Now Zenyatta's starting to pick off the back markers. Silver Swallow going with her. They 7 off the leaders, and West Coast Swing making hard work of it now as last. They come into the quarter pole. Silver Z continues to lead them. Here comes Model with a nice run, and Model on the outside. Model suddenly sweeps right by them. Zenyatta is back 5th on the inside, looking for somewhere to go. Zenyatta gets room if she's good enough, but she's got to get to Model. Model is kicked away. Zenyatta now sees her out in front and comes with her ears cocked, running up alongside of her, and Zenyatta just making it look all too easy. This is simply poetry in motion. Ears cocked, she canters home. Model was second, then Tough Tizzus, Romance's Diane, West Coast Swing, Silver Swallow, Silver Z, and Dawn After Dawn.
Zenyatta running her record to 7 for 7 with yet another off-the-pace victory here. She bore in just a little bit as she passed the eventual second-place finisher Model, but it almost appeared that by that point Mike Smith was simply wrapping up on her, going to let her gallop down to the wire. Ears pricked and under a hand ride. Model completes the exacta with Tough Tizzus, a grade 1 winner in her own right, completing the order of the top 3. The undefeated 7-for-7 Zenyatta is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old daughter of Street Cry from Vertigenu by Chris S. Bred in Kentucky by Maverick Production Limited and owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss. Trained by John Sheriffson, ridden to victory by Mike Smith. Zenyatta covers the mile and a 16th in 141.48. We'll head right back to Del Mar and Sunday's stakes feature now. That the John A. Maybe for fillies and mares on the grass.
And away they go. All seem to come away smoothly. Pacified wants the early lead and immediately goes clear to take over. Solver on the inside is right there, and here's Placid Lake in the white cap on the outside. Just behind them is Ransom Captive. Black Mamba, the black sleeves down at the rail, settles in 4 lengths off the leaders. Foxy Socks up alongside of her. Green Lions, and I Can See the last two, but they tightly group. 5 lengths would cover them all. Past the 7/8 they go, and Pacified just setting off at a sensible pace out here. Not in any hurry, leads at just over a length. Placid Lake second. Solver scrapes the paint in third. Ransom Captive between those two. Black Mamba just biding her time back in fifth as 4 lengths off the leader. Foxy Socks up alongside of her, and still the back two, I Can See and Green Lions, and still 6 lengths would cover them all. Down the backstretch they go in the John Maybe now, and Pacified is clear a length and a half. Placid Lake goes up a joint second with Solver down at the rail. Ransom Captive. Foxy Socks makes an early run called 4 wide. They're going to put some pressure on that leader now. Black Mamba down at the rail, 4 lengths off the leaders, then I Can See and Green Lions as last. They've quickened the pace into the far turn now. Pacified having to be asked to pick it up a little as Solver now puts the pressure on. Here's Black Mamba though, traveling well at the rail. Black Mamba, black sleeves, she needs somewhere to run now. She's right behind the leading pair. I Can See, Ransom Captive, Solver, Foxy Socks. They're at the top of the lane. Pacified. Can Black Mamba get out of there? Black Mamba at the rail. She's got nowhere to go right now. Pacified's kicking on for home. Foxy Socks a late run. Pacified. Now Black Mamba gets off the rail. On the outside, I Can See's flying. Black Mamba, I Can See on the outside. Black Mamba don't want it. Black Mamba's won the John Maybe from I Can See. Pacified, and Foxy Socks was fourth.
Black Mamba scoring the victory here from off the pace. This is a filly who had really knocked heads with some terrific mares, including the likes of Nashoba's Key and other over the last couple of years since arriving in the United States. Unfortunately, it does appear that the turf fillies out in California seem a little bit depleted, but it certainly has been to the better of Black Mamba and her trainer, John Sadler. She has now picked up a couple of very impressive performances, including this at Grade 1 Company. She picks up the win over I Can See with Pacified, the early pace setter, showing good speed well into the lane and settling for third. Black Mamba is a bay mare, a daughter of Black Minalouche, from Sneech by Grosvenor. Bred in New Zealand by the Keltern Stud Limited and owned by Double Down Stables Incorporated, trained by John Sadler and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Black Mamba covers the mile and a furlong on the firm turf at Del Mar in 147.11. We're going to return now to New York, and before we head back to Saratoga, we will stop out in the Rochester area at Finger Lakes for the running of the Arctic Queen for New York breds.
We're ready for the Arctic Queen. And there they go. And Sweet Lorena broke very aggressively, content to concede the lead to Cleverly Regal. So it's Cleverly Regal on the lead. Sweet Lorena laying in a perfect spot, stalking smartly. Cool Paradigms into third. Vladimir is fourth, covering Street Sass, about 7 from the leader. It's more than a length back to Smoking at the finish, already off the rail, off the backstretch. A good 5 to Watrel's Dahlia. 21-3 for the opening quarter, set by Cleverly Regal. She opens up to a 2.5 length lead. Sweet Lorena begins her charge, cutting into the margin before the 3/8. Sweet Lorena waiting on deck in the Arctic Queen. Cool Paradigm is third, spotting the leader more than 3.5 to the 5/16. It's 3 to Fly to Me, then we'll smoke it at the finish. Street Sass is well off the rail, commencing her charge as Sweet Lorena finds the front. Watrel's Dahlia is trying to close. Turning into the stretch in the Arctic Queen. And it's Sweet Lorena committed to the wheel. She puts away Cleverly Regal. Now she's going to have to hold off Fly to Me and Street Sass. Sweet Lorena along the inside with the lead. Closing is Fly to Me and Street Sass to the far outside. Sweet Lorena, Fly to Me, and Street Sass. These are the three running to the rail, and it's going to be very tight. Maybe Fly to Me tight. Fly to Me Also there, Sweet Lorena and Street Sass. Photo required for the Arctic Queen.
Fly to Me scoring the victory at 5.5 to 1 over the heavy odds-on favorite Sweet Lorena, with Street Sass shipping out from her Saratoga base for trainer George Weaver to complete the order of the top 3. The winner, Fly to Me, a dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Belong to Me from Flying Nightingale by Clever Trick, was bred in New York by Dennis and Deborah Petrosak, owned by the Langpep stable and trained by Michael Lessess. Ridden to victory by John Davila Jr., Fly to Me covers the 6 furlongs in 111.30. We'll pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at a week's worth of Saratoga Stakes action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We are continuing now with a week's worth of stakes from Saratoga. We'll start with last Monday's running of the Amsterdam for 3-year-old sprinters.
And they're off. Bad stumble at the start for Fidelio. He went right to his knees and is now well behind the rest up the backstretch. And it is Eaton's Gift. Intent on that lead is Kent de Sormeau. With Eaton's Gift, they've got it, running very hard to get there. Desert Key to his inside, now second. Silver Edition third. Kodiak Cowboy is now fourth. Devereaux is fifth. And then it's Excess Capital, who is running awkwardly, yet to find his best stride, Excess Capital. And after that stumbling beginning, Fidelio's the trailer behind a sizzling quarter of 21 3/5 seconds. And the leader is now Desert Key, blazing the way around the far turn. Here's Kodiak Cowboy now, mounting a bit on the outside second, as Devereaux moves to third on the rail. The half was 44 flat. Desert Key turns for home after some sizzling fractions, targeted by Kodiak Cowboy on the outside, and Devereaux in behind them is third, and farther back Excess Capital fourth. 1 furlong to go. Desert Key fully extended by Kodiak Cowboy, who collars him, but Desert Key is fighting on. Kodiak Cowboy and Desert Key, those two down to the line. Those two are inseparable, and they're separated by a nose, and I believe it was the nose of Kodiak Cowboy that was there first. Desert Key, valiant all the way around that racetrack. And then finishing third was Devereaux.
Very exciting stretch run here, as it was Kodiak Cowboy rallying from a stalking position to catch the front runner Desert Key in the final jump or two. Kodiak Cowboy now in the barn of Larry Jones, scoring the victory under Gabe Saez, who was certainly happy to have that stakes victory here in Saratoga, his very first. Desert Key, a nice effort to finish off in the second spot, with Devereaux rallying to third. Kodiak Cowboy is a bay 3-year-old son of Posse from Cocodrie by Coronado's Quest, bred in Kentucky by the Hartwell Farm and owned by Vinery Stable and Fox Hill Farm. Trained by Larry Jones and ridden to victory by Gabe Saez, Kodiak Cowboy covers the 6.5 furlongs in 1:15.56. We'll head on to the turf course now here at Saratoga for Wednesday's running of the condition stake, the De La Rose, for fillies and mares.
And they're off. Some early speed from Rostafarian. Jade Queen on the inside. The Medley's in between those two. Jade Queen goes on with it. Rostafarian backs off. Medley tucks in behind. Cozy spot in the early going for Medley, running in third position. And then Carriage Trail runs along in fourth. And Troublemaker 3 wide around the first turn, fifth. Tight traffic there for Rostafarian, or make that Unforgotten. Unforgotten had a check around the first turn. Now back racing in sixth. Then it's Stormy West, followed by Lady Carlock and Long Approach. So the field moves down the back stretch run, and up top Jade Queen. Rostafarian second on the outside. Medley in behind the lead third. Sensible Fractions, the first quarter was up in 24 and 4. Troublemaker is on hold now, fourth and on the outside. Carriage Trail moving comfortably while fifth with a half mile to go. Then Unforgotten, Stormy West, Lady Carlock. Long Approach trails into the far turn. Jade Queen gets away with a 49 and 4 half mile. Rastafarian still running in second. Medley in behind the lead. Troublemaker now being asked to pick it up. In a drive on the outside. Troublemaker now running fourth. And then Carriage Trail and Lady Carlock far outside and Long Approach. Top of the stretch, here comes Troublemaker on the far outside. Medley down toward the rail. Jade Queen, Rastafarian battling on. They're coming down to the finish now. Carriage Trail is moving late now from fifth. And it is Troublemaker who's come away with the lead as they come down to the line. Troublemaker, Carriage Trail with the flying finish. Here's the wire. Oh, it's too close to call. It's too close to call between Carriage Trail and Troublemaker. Troublemaker or Carriage Trail. Form of a photo for show there. Jade Queen, could have been Medley, could have been Stormy West, could have been Lady Carlock for the third spot.
Another exciting finish is it was Carriage Trail, who was already a winner over this surface, picking up the victory by a game nose over Troublemaker, who held on very, very well. Carriage Trail weaving through horses, finding room, and just getting there in the shadow of the wire. Medley completing the order of the top three. The winner, Carriage Trail, is a bay mare, a daughter of Giant's Causeway from Manoa by Seeking the Gold. Bred in Kentucky by Stuart S. Janney III and the Phipps Stable, owned by the breeders and trained by Shug McGahee. Ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, Carriage Trail covers the mile on the firm turf course here at Saratoga in 136.63. We'll continue now with stakes racing action from the Spa with Thursday's running of the John Morrissey for New York Breds.
And they're off. Stuntman off to a stutter step start. And there goes Endless Circle racing for the early lead. Ferocious Fires is there. Mr. Bourbon Street, Run Red Run there on the far outside. Prince of Peace at the rail. And at the back early on is Stuntman after that flat-footed beginning. Up the back stretch, Ferocious Fires going head-to-head with Endless Circle. And Ferocious Fires now in front. Ferocious Fires the leader as the field races for the far turn. Still pressed by Endless Circle on the outside. Run Red Run runs in third. On the inside, Prince of Peace is fourth. Stuntman Mr. Bourbon Street has dropped out. It was a 22 and 2 opening quarter. Around the far turn, Ferocious Fires still grappling with Endless Circle. Just to their outside, Run Red Run third. Moving through between horses, Stuntman. Stuntman comes alive just outside the quarter pole. Mr. Bourbon Street, Fan 5 wide. Down toward the rail, Prince of Peace. At the top of the stretch, it's Ferocious Fires, who shrugs off Endless Circle and opens up a 3-length lead. Prince of Peace is second. Then farther back, Stuntman, and they're coming down to the final 16th, and it's going to be Ferocious Fires. Ferocious Fires here, a driving winner. It's going to be tight for second, and it's going to be Endless Circle, who outnods Prince of Peace to complete the exacta.
Ferocious Fires scoring on the front end. He did look to be the lone speed with the scratch of Market Psychology, and it set up perfectly for him as he had plenty left to kick clear by 4 1/4 lengths as the favorite over Endless Circle, who was moving up dramatically in class and ran a very nice race in the chaser's role. Prince of Peace completes the order of the top three. Ferocious Fires is a chestnut son of Light the Fuse from Flag on the Gate by Key to the Flag. Bred here in New York by Sanford Goldfarb and owned by Sanford Goldfarb, Ira Davis, and William Vidro. Trained by Anthony Dutrow and ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez, Ferocious Fires, only once defeated in his career, that his only turf try, returns to the dirt victorious, covering the 6.5 furlongs in 116.96. We'll continue now at Saratoga Stakes action with the honorable miss for older filly and mare sprinters.
They're off. Any Limit breaks on top. Zeta Bell there. On the outside, Graham 6. Miss Macy Sue came out running 4th. Right Moment the last of 5. Down the backstretch, Any Limit leads the way. Room at the inside for Miss Macy Sue, who gets through now just on the inside of Any Limit. Any Limit leads the neck. Miss Macy Sue second and on the fence. Graham 6 is third. Little tight there for Miss Macy Sue. 22 flat the opening quarter. Any Limit opens up, 2-length lead. Miss Macy Sue on the chase second. Graham 6 third on the outside. Zeta Bell in Right Moment around the far turn. Any Limit still rolling right along, in control by a length and a half. Miss Macy Sue now will take a run at her from the outside. Now second as the field turns for home. Any Limit, Miss Macy Sue, 1-2 into the stretch. Zeta Bell third toward the inside. Graham 6 in Right Moment. And in the final furlong, Any Limit turns it on and is rocketing away from the field. Any Limit leaving them in the dust. It'll be close for second, but not at the wire for first. Any Limit wins by 5 emphatic lengths. Zeta Bell was second, Graham 6 third.
Any Limit, once again, showing why Alan Jerkins is always dangerous. And interestingly enough, at reasonably nice odds, this horse has pulled off a couple of upsets already this year, this time scoring at the expense of Zeta Bell, with Graham 6 back in the third spot. Any Limit taking the lead in the early going, daring them to make a run at her, and nobody did. She scored by almost 6 lengths and paid $15.60. Any Limit is a bay mare, a daughter of Limit Out from Clandestinely by 49er, bred in Kentucky by Joseph B. Shields Jr. and owned by the breeder. Trained by the chief, Alan Jerkins, and ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez. Any Limit covers the 6 furlongs on the Saratoga track, labeled fast in 109.98. Heading into the weekend stakes racing action, we'll start things off with the Grade 1 test for 3-year-old filly sprinters.
And they're off. And it was a good start for Indian Blessing and a better start for Palanca City, who's gone to the lead. It's Palanca City in front. Indian Blessing there on the outside. Right there in between those two is Jay-Z Warrior. Not far behind them, Tequila's Deja, 4th to the inside. Alongside her, Sweet Hope, 6 lengths to late running Ms. Margaret H. So down the backstretch, 3 of them across the track. Palanca City on the inside. In between horses, Jay-Z Warrior. Indian Blessing on the outside. Johnny Velasquez trying to rate her a bit. The quarter was 22 and 3/5 seconds. Swift fractions in the test. Farther back on the outside, Sweet Hope runs in 4th, followed by Tequila's Deja, 5th on the inside. Still a half a dozen lengths back to Ms. Margaret H. So it's Palanca City, Jay-Z Warrior, and Indian Blessing. Those 3, a 45½ mile. On the outside, Sweet Hope, and now they're coming to the top of the stretch. Will Indian Blessing be tested here in the test? We'll find out as they straighten away, and Indian Blessing is running away from them. Running away from them, opening up now by 3 lengths. Now by 4 with a furlong to go. Sweet Hope on the outside. And Palanca City toward the rail. It was over at the quarter pole. Indian Blessing, the champion filly, was super in the test. She won by 6½ or 7 lengths here. Sweet Hope was a soundly defeated second. Miss Margaret H. got up for third in a final time of 1:22 and 3/5 seconds.
Indian Blessing showing why she was the champ last year. She is, when kept to sprinting, has been absolutely dominant. Last time out, she showed a new dimension in rallying from off the pace to win the Prioress. Here, she was just off the early pace. Never looked like it was in doubt. John Velasquez sitting like a statue on her. As soon as he asked her to go, she had kicked clear by about 3 lengths, winning off officially by 7 lengths at the expense of Sweet Hope, with Miss Margaret H. completing the top 3 at over 20-1. The winner, Indian Blessing, is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old daughter of Indian Charlie from Shameful by Flying Chevron, bred in Kentucky by Hal and Patty Earnhardt, owned by the breeders and trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Indian Blessing completes the 7 furlongs of the test in 1:22.70. We'll wrap up the Saratoga Week Stakes racing action with the 4-Star Dave on Sunday afternoon on the Spa Turf Course.
They're in the gate, and they're off. So Red Giant gets off to a quick start, but the quicker is Thorn Song, and the fastest of them all is Inca King. So it's Inca King who will take the early advantage here as they move into the clubhouse turn. Thorn Song is second, Stalingrad third. Then it's Red Giant fourth toward the inside. Warmonger Between Horses is fifth. On the far outside, Elusive Fort caught a bit wide into the turn, now racing sixth. At the back of the pack are Distorted Reality, Prince Rahi, and Danak in between those two. So a very eager Inca King moves down the backstretch, throws down the gauntlet, opens up a 6-length lead here. Thorn Song runs in second, Stalingrad third, with Red Giant rating on the inside fourth. In Between Horses, Warmonger is tugging his way through, now from fifth position. On the far outside, Elusive Fort is sixth midway down the backstretch with a half mile to go. Then over on the rail is Distorted Reality, Prince Rahi, and Danak. Danak is the trailer, 7 lengths from the lead as they round the far turn. And they've caught the front runner, Inca King. After a 47 4/2, Inca King narrowly. Thorn Song pressing for that lead now on the outside. Stalingrad looms in third, just in behind the lead, Red Giant, and he's had a beautiful trip so far. And then Distorted Humor, who's going to cut the corner at the top of the stretch. Danak is following him. Here's Stalingrad on the outside. Stalingrad is accelerating. Stalingrad accelerates to the lead. It's Stalingrad in front. Inca King second on the inside. And a final try from Red Giant. Red Giant's coming at Stalingrad. It's going to be close, and it's going to be Red Giant. Red Giant won it over Stalingrad. Close for third there between Thorn Song and Distorted Reality.
And it was Red Giant getting through a nice ride by John Velasquez to get him into the clear to run down Stalingrad, who had burst to the lead with a 4-wide move under Channing Hill. Thorn Song completes the order of the top 3 after chasing the pacemaker Inca King in the early part of the running. The winner, Red Giant, making his debut for the season. He had been out since his 3-year-old campaign, which was a fairly successful one at that. Returns to the races victorious. He is a 4-year-old son of Giant's Causeway from Beyond the Sun by King Mambo. Bred in Kentucky by Edward and Marilyn Seltzer, owned by the Peachtree Stable, trained by Todd Pletcher, and ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Red Giant completes the mile and a 16th on the yielding Saratoga turf in 141.93. That'll wrap up a busy weekend's worth of stakes racing action. Thank you very much for joining us from Saratoga. We hope you'll be able to join us again here at Horses and Courses next week.